The following program is sponsored by the Building Wisconsin Television Network.
Welcome to another project here on Building Wisconsin. I'm Stuart Keith, and on today's show, we're visiting the iconic domes here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to learn more about water conservation and cutting-edge plumbing. So let's get started with Sandy Folaron. Sandy, this is spectacular. What are we walking in?
We are walking into a 7-story facility conservatory. We're in the show dome. And this is the dome that changes seasonally 5 times a year. What you're looking at is our Plantastic themed summer show.
And when you say that it changes throughout the year, just kind of naturally changes from spring to summer to fall?
Not naturally. It does take a village.
Sure.
It takes a village of people and horticulturalists to pull everything out and recreate it. That way you can come to the dome several times a year and have a whole different experience here. The next show will be put in a couple of weeks, and it will be our mum show. So all of this will be gone, and we will then see a sea of thousands of different colored mums with a different theme, which is going to be the Wizard of Oz.
And you know, I look around here and I just can't believe it could ever look more impressive. But with all the different changes periodically throughout the year, I bet each one is equally spectacular.
Well, change is what it's all about for us. I mean, we want to recreate this facility so that people will come back and experience something new and different. Education is a big part of our mission here. So when we talk about not only the plants, but the healing effect of plants, the mental health therapy of plants, there's a lot that we encompass in just a show.
Well, it is beautiful. And for those viewing today that have no idea where we're at, let's step back, explain what the domes are and where they're located and how the general public can take advantage of visiting it.
Well, we are in wonderful Milwaukee. We're one of the top icons in the city. This dome, all the domes actually, are about 7 stories high. They're about an acre. So we're standing in an acre here.
It seems to me it's been a pretty well-kept secret. I mean, I wasn't aware that you're open as often as you are.
Sure, every day we're open, holidays every day, so 7 days a week. A lot of people use this as a destination, not only as a tourist destination, but families come here to see our shows, particularly the train show, which is very popular, or to just experience and take pictures of our Christmas tree and a lot of other things we do here.
I bet you could have a huge tree in a facility like this.
35 feet, 35 feet. Takes us about 2 weeks to switch out a show.
Now, this you said is the show dome. There are other domes on location.
Yes, there is the desert dome, which produces an arid climate, which supports our arid collection of plants. We also have the tropical dome. Now, I may have lied when I said this is the favorite. A lot of people in Wisconsin think the tropical dome is the destination, especially in the winter.
Well, think of last winter, how cold it was. If I had known, I would have been there every day.
It's a cheap trip to Costa Rica. It really is a vacation for people, especially if they want to smell the earth and the humidity of the plants. It's very lush. It's wonderful.
And you get to use all your senses when you visit a facility like this. And when you talk about the mental health, you know, I kind of chuckled at that thought until I walked in here, and it's just peaceful. Sure, I hear some fans in the background, but you get near the water fountains, you get near the plants, you just can't help but smile.
It's nature, and nature has a calming effect. And I think for a lot of people, it allows them to step back, take a deep breath, and enjoy. Especially again in winter, you know, we're really driven in winter, and that's a crazy time for most people. Sure. So to come here and feel that you're in a different environment, kids love it. We have over 250,000 people walk through our facility during the year.
Wow.
And so many of them are families with kids that are learning about plants, learning about growing their own food. It is an amazing place.
And you mentioned this is from, you said the 60s these were built?
They were built in the 60s. They were designed by Donald Grebe, and the first construction took place about 61, and they wrapped up the third dome by 67. So we are starting to reach our 50th anniversary.
Well, that's exciting. But there's also been some major projects, major renovations going on as well.
Yes, we have added on a whole new greenhouse facility to support some of the things we do that need to be more sustainable. Since it was built in the 60s, we really don't have the kind of energy efficiency that maybe newer structures would have. They weren't thinking about sustainability or gray water reuse or even insulated glass. So we're trying to play a little catch up here and reuse our water and find systems that are compatible with what we have here so we can become more sustainable.
Yeah, and as I understand it, there's a pretty impressive rainwater harvesting system that they're installing.
They are. We're so tickled about it because, you know, up to now we've turned on the city water to water these plants. Obviously we've got 3 acres of plants under glass. It takes a lot of water. If you noticed when you came in, we have a plaza that is full of permeable pavers. That captures the water that comes off the domes during a rainfall or snow, holds it, and allows us to reuse it. That to us, I know for most people that was like 1980 maybe,
Sure.
But for us, wow, we're so excited to be able to make the 2 facilities match.
Okay, well, right now I want to go learn more about that rainwater harvesting system, and later in the show, why don't you and I catch up out at the new greenhouse?
I would love to do that. I have so much more to tell you.
Building Wisconsin is made possible by the members of Plumbers 75, proudly serving their contractors and helping build Wisconsin for over 100 years.
We all know the most basic form of life requires clean water to survive. On Earth, we need it to drink, cook, clean, and it touches just about every part of our quality of life. Here in Wisconsin, we appreciate the value of clean water even more as we live alongside the Great Lakes. Yet we often forget to think about how water gets to our homes, schools, and businesses, and then safely back to Mother Nature. Where does all the dirty water go? How is it fresh and clean every time we get a glass of water? Who makes this happen? The answer, plumbers. It's the plumbers who are trained, mentored on the job, and have progressed through a 5-year education program that takes them from apprenticeship to a master of their trade. It's plumbers who are committed to a career and have been trained to protect the health and safety of our water system and make sure you never have to think about where it comes from and where it's going. Yes, we're fortunate here in Wisconsin to have an abundant supply of clean, fresh water. But even more fortunate to have a highly trained and committed workforce to keep and deliver it that way.